Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Guerilla. A really fantastic episode, hopefully, because it's been a fantastic day's Test cricket. The last day of the second Test between Pakistan and England, which was, of course, won by Pakistan a little bit earlier today. We're going to go through your questions, myself and Mr. Nigel Henderson, he who is, of course, the author of the worst in cricket, not just one, but two. Let's go. Let's get into it, Hendo. Nakul Pandey asks, does Taylor come in for the third Test? If so, which of Bell or Butler drops out? Any changes to the bowling?
No change to the bowling, but I would leave Butler out. I would bring Taylor in to bat at 5, and I would drop Bairstow down to keep and bat at 7.
Wow, that's some very specific changes.
Well, I've had that view from the beginning of the series, to be honest. I mean, Butler's been in poor form. He was in poor form in the warm-up games as well. Didn't do particularly well, so I wouldn't have been surprised to see him miss out at the beginning of the series. I think now Bairstow's shown a little bit more stickability. He should give him a chance.
I think he most certainly should. Anyway, Beardy Ed asks, is Adil Rashid great or really great? I think he's really great.
I think he's really great because he's come back from disasters in a way with ball and with bat. We saw that in the first Test. Worst figures in the first innings, brilliant 5 in the second, and in this Test, awful shot in his second ball in the first innings, and he's batted for 170 balls today. Kept out some really good bowling, and I'm incredibly heartened by his performance.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we've got to admire the steel of that performance. He was so disciplined for the longest time. You can't begrudge him one bad shot.
No, he was talking away to himself all the time, wasn't he? Chuntering away to just keep himself going. I think it's superb to see.
He played it,
but he did
straight to the extra cover.
Yeah, but
right there, he caught it.
That I'm almost the most angry man when people play bad shots.
That's
but
true.
Even I wasn't that disappointed.
No, he batted really, really well, but just not well enough. And Mog asks, do you ever get tired of Hendo reading out the Guerilla questions on air?
I get tired of him. He's terrible at it.
Yeah,
I'd probably get rid of him.
We've got to keep him away from Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Dan Dapper asks, I hope Pakistan will play to win 2-0, but I fear on a slow wicket, a draw will suit them too well. What do you reckon about that?
Well, I mean, obviously they're gonna look to win the toss and bat long again. I mean, and then they'll take the situation from there. If there's more spin in that wicket, then they would hope to get a big total and perhaps win by an innings.
And they've got all the incentive in the world to try and win, climb those rankings, stay further away from India, and close in on the top spot.
I think these games, Test cricket is a much different game these days. That people will play for wins more than they'll play necessarily for draws.
Absolutely right. Etiek asks, which prefab Sprout tune would you most like to play on Guitar Hero?
Venus of the Soup Kitchen.
I've never heard of that one.
Well, you should. Just go home and listen to it.
Venus of the Soup Kitchen.
It's a brilliant song off From Langley Park to Memphis.
It sounds like
their 4th album. I think
it sounds like a song to do with interplanetary
homelessness. No, it's to do with good works.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it on the old Guitar Hero. Boy Pom says, how will England go in South Africa given the Saffers seem to be scoring runs for fun at the moment?
It's very difficult to see what they're going to do about de Villiers. I mean, he's a phenomenally innovative batsman.
He is.
That said, they're perhaps not as strong up the top as they were. They've not got Callis, they've not got Smith, who's been a mainstay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be another even series. I think that England's squad is developing all the time. I think it's going to be another series that's really worth watching.
Absolutely, and depending on how well they do in the last Test, they'll take some interesting form with them into the next match. Interesting being the operative word. Well, that's it. That's all the Guerilla questions for now. Thank you so much, everybody who watches this. Make sure you retweet it, share it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the bits and pieces that you've got to do. And remember, whatever happens, Pakistan won the second Test.